And don't forget to present yourself. Thank you.
Harald Geiwitz von ITRE in Deutschland. Wir sind
Harald Geiwitz, E+ Germany. We're the third biggest supplier in Germany, 19 million clients. I'd like to say something about the figures from Mrs. Trautmann. One extra date, the 12th of April 2010, when in Germany the 800 megahertz band will already be ready for auction. It's a good thing that it's already ready. This is something that can be stressed here, even though there are one or two outstanding questions. Dr. Rubig questioned the utility of options, or whether that's just something for the Exchequer. There are very good technical matters coordinated by the various parties involved, whether the regulatory authorities or the broadcaster or whatever. And there's the question about the effects on competitiveness. Mr. Roll this morning talked about a level playing field, and this is still a question in Germany and throughout the whole EU as to how this can be brought about. I'd just point out that despite these questions arising here and in all those countries, it is important, irrespective of the Commission's points, it's still urgent that we don't lose the possibilities that are offered by this technology.
Danke.
Thank you. Stefan Ring, Denmark.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman Rode. I'm from Motorola in Denmark, and we represent one of the European industrial entities where we have thousands and thousands of, where European engineers in thousands and thousands of numbers are creating innovative wireless technology for the various areas, technology that are exported outside to third countries. So therefore, I would like to give our wholehearted support to Chairman Viola and his very inspirational three-legged agenda on the RSPG, in particular to the external relations part, because as we speak right now here in this wonderful building, there is a meeting in Tokyo going on where the APT, the Asia-Pac Telecom countries, are discussing their digital dividend. And their digital dividend is not 72 megahertz like ours, it is 108 megahertz big, and creating even more opportunities for industries to do good things with it. So we are not alone on this planet, and we would just like to say we are wholeheartedly supporting the inspirational issues that are raised now with Viola's RSPG group, and we'll do all we can to support that it is promoted further on, because after all, we cannot continue to sit in wireless conferences, the world conferences down in Geneva, after 4 years, and see the EU representative have a desk where they have removed his microphone. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
And up in the corner.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Harvey Thomas from the Fellowship of European Broadcasters. We've heard a great deal of logical thought over the last 2 days, but there have been some phrases running throughout them that do give me concern. Things like economy of scale always taking priority, bigger than one country, competitiveness is everything, single market, which seems to rule out in many people's thinking the smaller and equally important groups who really should have proper access. We are not China. We have in this room, I think, 21 languages, one of which is English. We are not the United States, who have possibly 2 languages, neither of which is English. There are many very important groups in the social spectrum, faith-based groups, charity groups who have no commercial interest, who struggle to exist, who have the right in a democracy to have a voice. And my plea is that these people will be considered and allowed for in any framework, that there will be a fair access for such groups, whether they be broadcasters or other charity or different means. Many countries are specifically language-based. They are many times issue-based. And sometimes I feel, as one of these people drawing together a lot of small groups, although I'm 1.95 meters and 145 kilograms, I sometimes feel rather like a shrimp caught up in a tsunami.
Mr. Thomas, China has very much different languages. Unfortunately, only one party, but that's another discussion. Anyone who wants to comment on the free interventions? Mr. Rosperan? The Commissioner? Great. Mr. Viola.
I would like to comment on the last intervention. One point should be clear. We have to defend our social, cultural diversity in Europe. That's for sure. And this is an asset for Europe. But I think this can be done looking at the same time, progress and economic use of spectrum. My personal history, you can check on internet, has been defending the broadcasting community many times, inspiring new technologies. I think there's no contradiction. You can use better the spectrum economically, and I'm a believer that a better economic use of the spectrum will also increase the social use of spectrum. One point should be clear. There's a cost in vacating bands, and the cost cannot be borne by simply one